Boy, being an Arsenal fan can be tough, man. We have to hope that there's a rotunda, as I call it, or a remontada in Paris. You know, Luis Enrique's men are going to be a difficult outfit. Above all, we need to approach it a lot differently psychologically, because, again, psychologically at this stage in the Champions League is vital. Whether you're getting out of the Camp Nou with a draw, like in Inter Milan's case, where Barcelona dominated the game, or you're Barcelona and you're coming from behind, or you're Luis Enrique, and they spoke about making small little tweaks and wanting to come to a ground that you lost to in October. It's a full circle moment in that regards. But being an Arsenal fan is tough, man. I just want a trophy, because in the last 3 years, give or take, we've been up there, but getting over the line is near enough proven impossible at times for whatever reason. That's the short of it. We hope there's a comeback in the Champions League. Whether that's able to happen or not is a different thing, but it's dark, man. You throw in the fact that Liverpool have won the league, Man City have been woeful domestically, but they could win the FA Cup. Chelsea are going to win the Conference League. We don't care about that, but they can be shameless. It's a trophy. They've completed the European set. Between Manchester United and Spurs, I'll be real, Spurs has to lose that game. Manchester United has to win, but that's a loser. And we hope that, all the opponents of these sides do the unthinkable and we win the champs. But boy, it's looking mad. And even with Bruno Fernandes, even how United approached the game, got the job done. You're seeing Harry Maguire doing madness on the flanks, etc., etc. Casemiro having a terrible season by his own standards, or a terrible time at United, and then he's putting in performances. And football fans are fickle like that. People wanted Partey gone. He's been, give or take, our best player this season, or arguably he's been missing. And he's played so well. Everyone's blaming the fact that he got a yellow card, which is another debate. But we need to get over the line. And the Man United game, Bruno Fernandes, say what you want about the man. The man does show courage. I know every player has failings and whatnot, but he's been in a rich run of form and he drags his team through the mud. That's something I want from my captain, Martin Ødegaard. Now, discussing Odegaard will be here. I'll not excuses, but I'll be fair to him. It's not nice to see the world exaggerating from an Arsenal perspective. The world is questioning your mentality, questioning you as a person, questioning you as a footballer, questioning if you should be the captaincy, potentially talking about upgrading upon you, etc., etc. I do think he's going to have surgery. I get onto the other parts, people, but I do think he's going to have some sort of surgery. The man clearly isn't fully fit. The form is one thing that isn't there, and even the basics, and we'll get onto that. And I'm by no means cutting the man excuses. He's not fully fit. He's not running well off the ball. He's doing next to nothing on it. So everything is going wrong. All of that and everything, he's not doing the eye of the needle pass. But even by Odegaard standards, he's doing the bare minimum off the ball, really. As I said, he's not quite as all action. There's no influence with the football, on a football pitch in the way we're used to with Santi and Cesc, etc. It's just all a shit show, to the point where I'm not saying it's the case with the club, but could you argue it's gross negligence putting him out there? Because you will play against PSG, potentially play against Bournemouth in an attempt to get your form, but you've been playing woeful for a number of weeks now, and it's got even worse. And against PSG, you will play, but it's got to the point I'm looking at is you need to come out the side for your own sake, man, because playing you into form is not happening. Mikel Arteta, I know you're fixated on how you want to play and all of this, but something's got to give, because Odegaard is looking woeful. This will probably be a worse season in Arsenal. Sure, obviously we back every player, but I want to see a bit more, man. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, as I said, cut you those excuses, but I'm not saying you haven't got heart. I'm not saying you don't care. I'm saying that's not being seen. There's no influence. Different positions, but a young Lewis Skelly is looking more like a captain than you. And we can be honest. I know in this day and age of social media, everything's vested agendas. It's all black and white, but you're not leading by example. You're not having any standout games, give or take an assist in the draw against Crystal Palace. 10-men Ipswich where you can stand on the edge of the area. You don't have to do anything. And I'd say the biggest thing is we want to see you do that, because at the end of the day, whether I don't think you're fully fit or not, you've been past fit to play and you're playing. So whether you're putting in an effort for the team and for the cause and trying to lead by example and a captain angle or not, it's not my job to know that as a fan. You've been in a match day, pass when you need to pass, have some influence on the game. You're 26 years of age. And I'm not saying this is the case, but if this is the case this time next year, Berta's having to look at wages. Him, Martinelli, there's it's a natural evolution. And when you look at Bruno Fernandes, dragging it, say what you want about Bruno, yeah, he's got his obvious frustrations. I think Martin Ødegaard is a better footballer, quote unquote. But Bruno's got more heart. And I don't mean this in a disingenuous way. He's got more heart. He tries things. The mentality is a lot different. Like Odegaard, it's next to nothing, man. You're not bringing anything to the table, really and truly. But yeah, man, there were just some random Arsenal thoughts, people, man. Let me know your thoughts. Get in the comments.
Easy, easy.